Hey guys, and welcome back to another exciting Let's Play by AC Gamer. And on today's episode, we are going to be reviewing or doing a Let's Play of this new game that's available on Steam called AntharioN, I believe is the way you pronounce that. It could be a couple other ways, so I'm going to leave it at that. You guys will have to let me know. But either way, this is going to be a pretty cool game from what I've heard. It's a old-style RPG, kind of like the old Final Fantasies on like the Game Boys and stuff like that, or the old Nintendo ones, is kind of the feel that I believe this is going for. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and hit the start button. It is version 1.1.9.7, just in case you're wondering. Okay, so what do we got here? We got player's name. What is he? He's a black wizard. We are going to change the name, of course, but let's see. Adept in the school of black magic, the black wizard main focus is on cutting down their foes with a vast repertoire of offensive spells. And then, of course, I can change the race as well. The oldest of the 7 races, elves, have populated the forest of AntharioN. For thousands of years, they make excellent rangers and magic practitioners. And the males of AntharioN are strong, hardy specimens and receive a bonus of +5 to strength. What about females? The females of AntharioN are blessed with an understanding passed down to them by their foremothers. As such, they receive a bonus of +5 to wisdom. That could be useful. What about face? The face is just you could change the way he looks. So that's kind of cool. We can definitely deck this guy out. What about hit points? Your health from which all damage gets deducted. Okay, spell points. Every spell requires a certain amount of spell point to cast. Determines your range of movement during combat. Well, that could be very, very useful depending on how combat is in this game. We'll just have to see with that. Strength increases melee damage and determines how many pounds worth of inventory you can carry. This is usually pretty important for any class that wants to go off and explore little areas. You need somebody who can pick the stuff up and carry it for you. For a wizard, probably not so much. Now, what about dexterity? Determines your maximum action points, increase all weapon accuracy, and increases damage done with bows. Not really that important, I would say, for a wizard, but it's okay. Its action points is going to be the main thing that you're going to use. Weapon accuracy, probably not a lot, because as a mage, you're going to be casting. Determines your total amount of spell points. That's probably going to be huge, so we do want a high intelligence. Increases your chance to successfully cast a magical spell, in addition to making all spell moderately more powerful. So wisdom would actually make you a better wizard. So if we go female on this one, that might be the route to go. In fact, let's go female, and you can see wisdom went up to 10. If I go back to male, it's only going to be 5. So oh, but we lose out on the strength. That's a hard one to pick out because the wizard's so weak already. Without that extra strength, he may not even be able to carry the equipment that we give him. So we may want to keep a little bit of strength on there. I just don't know how the game's going to be, so it's kind of hard to decide one way or the other. But I'll probably go with a female on the wizard just to make him OP as much as possible, and we'll worry about the strength stuff later on. Constitution determines your total amount of hit points. That's definitely nice for all classes. Wizards are always going to have the least amount. They're going to be the nice squishy guys. Affects everything you do. Luck. And luck is usually pretty nice in these things. It allows you to get like better armor from mobs. Your spells will crit hit more often. Your random encounters with low-level mobs will decrease, while the rare ones will kind of increase because you actually want those guys because they drop really rare loot. So it's one of those things that it's really nice to have, but usually not something that's vital. Like, you can't really use it to your advantage. It's just one of those things that happen occasionally. Now, what about black magic? Black magic spells require the skill in order to be cast. Higher level in this skill will make your black magic spells more powerful and more accurate. Note, characters starting the game with at least 15 points of black magic will receive the spell Firebolt. So we're going to get that spell right off the bat because we already have 25, and you only have to have 15, so that's kind of nice. White magic spells require this skill in order to cast. Higher levels in this skill will make your white magic spells more powerful and more accurate. No character starting the game with at least 15 points in white magic will receive the spell Minor Heal. So you can see we're being a black wizard. There's probably a white wizard or a white mage or something along those lines that will give you the white skill. Now, gray magic spells require this skill in order to be cast. Higher levels, note this character starting the game with at least 15 points of gray magic will receive the spell Polymorph. And I don't know what that does, but I'm sure it's pretty nice because this one's a healing spell and this one's a direct damage spell. So whatever this is, maybe like the enchanter or the mage version of this spell. Polymorph kind of sounds like you change into something, maybe, or you change something into something else. Maybe werewolf? I don't know. We'll have to see. Increased damage and accuracy with bows, not really needed. Governs your proficiency with one-handed melee weapons, not really needed for this guy. Nor the two-handed ones. Unarmed, if you're going to fight with your bare fist. Defense increases the efficiency of all of your armor. Increases your chance to block with shields. So nice for a warrior. It's nice for anybody, but not completely needed for a wizard because, again, a wizard is not meant to get hit. He's supposed to be in the back doing all the damage while the tanks, actually protect him. Alchemy, which is pretty cool, determines your ability to mix potions. Those are usually fairly important in games like this. Pickpocketing governs your ability to pickpocket. Your party's highest pickpocketing skill is automatically used. So if we just have one rogue in our group, we can use it on any of our guys, apparently, it sounds like. So we definitely want one of those. Determines your ability to strike favorable deals with vendors. Your party's highest barter skill is automatically used, so that's pretty nice as well. Persuasion governs your ability to manipulate people in conversations. Your party's highest So persuasion is something we definitely want because it allows you to manipulate people in conversations, which may or may not get you out of fights, but usually in the end it will get you places that somebody without it doesn't, or has to do it the hard way. And you'll usually get more in return for your persuasion than you will out of direct confrontation. So I like doing this. I like reading the extra story. I like seeing, where that persuasion will take us without having to fight our way in. And like I said, sometimes you can't fight your way in, and the only way in is to have the persuasion, and you just miss out otherwise if you don't have it. So lockpicking determines your ability to pick locks. Your party highest skill, Allure determines your ability to discover secret passages, use crystals, and identify items. Your party highest, so that's pretty cool. Determines how plentiful and powerful some of your items you find are. Your party's highest. So forging, I wonder what it means by items you find, like from monsters or just find randomly. Because if it's monsters, it wouldn't really be forging, it would be like looting. And yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see on that one. But we can't really put any points into that just yet. So let's come up with a name for our female black wizard. Let's try something like let's do Blackheart, just so that we know that she's the black wizard. It seems kind of straightforward, I know, but I'm going to keep it simple to start with. Now, what do we want to make her look like? Let's do somebody that looks kind of evil. Well, I guess she doesn't really look evil. She has a big smile on her face, but actually this one kind of look evil with like those brows. Yeah, we're going to go with that one. That one definitely looks evil. Now, we know what the elves do. I want to see what the other races do. Maybe one of them has a higher, point in intelligence or wisdom. We'll just have to see. Necrophil, a magical race. The origins of the Necrophils are unknown to all but their creators. Their otherworldly origins make them well suited towards the black arts. So you can kind of see right here, I went from, what is it, 20 to 10? Okay, so we lost our dexterity, but we got more wisdom. We got an extra 5 points of wisdom, and our constitution went up to 10, and I believe our luck stayed the same. Yeah, so we just lost 10 points in dexterity and got 5 points in wisdom and 5 points in constitution, which, isn't that bad. I like the 5 points in wisdom. Constitution, it just gives us more hit points. I don't know if that's really a huge thing, but it may be if this guy dies so quickly. The Undead are an ancient subterranean race living mostly in cold, dark places beneath Antharion's surface. Among Antharion's population, they are objects of many curiosity, sparking numerous mythologies and folk tales. So, what do we get off of this one? We get a little bit more strength. We get a lot more wisdom. If you can look at that, it goes from the 10 that we had originally to 15 to 20. And we gain a little bit of Constitution as well. What do we lose? Oh, we lose a little bit of Intelligence. That's not good. We want the Intelligence. Unless you just want to do more damage with the Wisdom. But I don't know if that would even out. Like, you probably want the Intelligence over the Wisdom, because the Intelligence increases the total amount of your spell points. So the more power you have, the more you can cast that spell. I guess the more Wisdom you have, the stronger the spell is. So I guess maybe if you get to the point where you have plenty of power, you may decide to go down the Wisdom path. I just don't know yet. Wolfkin, hailing from the Northwind Province. The Wolfkin are a strong race built to stand up against anything. They make excellent warriors and fighters due to their hardness. So probably the route we're going to go with our warrior, but not really the one we're going to use right now. Human, the most politically adept of the 7 races. Humans have ruled AntharioN since the uprising. Their mild disposition makes them one of the most balanced races. And you can see all of them have 10 points, with 15 going into Wisdom. So if you want to go somebody right down the center, you don't know what skills to use, usually humans in games like this are the de facto, middle ground. That they're not good on anything, but they're not bad at anything. And if you pick them, you can recover based off of your equipment and the points you put into later on, and make it a pretty good character. Maybe not uber, but pretty good. Felmer. The Felmer are a subterranean race of misfits. They are looked upon with suspicion by other races. Felmer tend to make a living as criminals and bandits. As such, they make excellent thieves and archers. So that's probably what we're going to go with our thief, just to try that out. But they're little cat guys. That's kind of cool. I like that. Orcs. Historically the most dominant race. Orcs were recently deposed and now find themselves set as outcasts. An increasingly modern and liberalizing society. What they lack in brains, they more than make up for in bronze. Orcs make first-class warriors. We might go... Yeah, because the strength is 20. That's a lot of strength. Elf. The oldest of the 7 races. Yeah, I think that's what we started with. I think we're going to go with these guys, because they make the best black arts, guys. So let's go with that. I like the face, but let's look at the other ones now that we're playing a different race. Wow, look at that, guys. They're pretty creepy. I don't know. It's like an old witch. I like the illusion here on the left, but then when you see the closer image of her face, that's pretty horrifying. What about this? I like the face on her, but the illusion isn't really all that scary. She looks more like a wolf or something. Maybe her. I don't like the nose, though. She's the creepiest looking one, though. I don't know if I want, like, a creepy person. I might want somebody, like, halfway normal. That way it looked pretty cool when they get, like, ubered out in gear. I guess she's going to be the most scary / normal one we have. Now let's... Actually, we need to... No, we got the name on there. So this one is going to be my warrior. Custom. You receive 20 points. Let's go to warrior. We are going to do either the Wolfkin. They make excellent warriors and fighters due to their hardness. I wonder what the difference between warrior and fighter are. Warriors are a fierce breed and are unmatched in the arts of wielding melee weapons. They are capable of dealing massive amounts of damage at close range. Let's see, is there a fighter in here? And there's a fighter. Fighters are the most well-rounded, able to both take and deal considerable damage. They are a helpful addition to any party. So, I guess a fighter would be both a damage dealer and a damage taker, where a warrior seems like all he can do is take damage, probably doesn't deal out very much of it. So I think we're going to go with a pure warrior, just to try it out. Yeah, that's what we're going to go with. And the Wolfkin are pretty nice, but so were the orcs. So let's look at the strength. It's 15 dexterity and 20 constitution. Okay, so 15, 10, 10, 20. Let's go over to the orcs. 15, 10, 10, 20. So we lose out on a little bit of strength. No, we gain a little bit of strength and lose out on a little bit of hit points. You know, if we're going to go with a warrior and not a fighter, I would suggest going with the Wolfkin, because you're going to get more hit points, and therefore you can take hits better, and you're already playing a warrior, and that's your main skill anyways. So if you want to go with more damage, then go with the fighter and go with the orc, because then you're going to be able to take hits fairly well, but you're also going to be able to dish them out. So I think that's probably the best thing to do on there. What about your face? What are we going to go with on this? If you're going to be a warrior, in fact, we're going to go to male because male gets an extra strength, and we need that for the warrior. So let's see, what kind of face do we want on here? I like that last one. That one looks kind of cool too, almost like a werewolf. Ooh, that one looks kind of creepy. I don't know about that one. That one you look more like a, what is it, like a puppy? Like a greyhound? Not a greyhound. What are those ones with like the gray fur and little stripes on them? He looks like a puppy. That one looks like a werewolf completely with that face. And this one looks like an old werewolf. So I think I'm going to go with this one. No, I don't like the face on that one. I don't know on that one. That one, creepy face. That one's kind of cool. Yeah, I think I'll go with that one. What are we going to call this, guys? We need a warrior's name. What about... I know what we're going to call him. Let's go with The Rock. Yeah, warrior's name right there. From the wrestling, for wrestling guys. For those of you who may have watched that, I think that would... It just suits him. Like, he's going to be the warrior. We don't need to get too deep in the backstory, but we'll come up with something. So we've done a black wizard. We've done a warrior. What do we got left? We need a thief. Almost nothing in AntharioN is off limits to a good thief. Thieves are proficient in the art of lockpicking, and they are particularly important when you consider that there are no known spells for defeating locks in AntharioN. So if you do a pure like caster route, you won't be able to get inside some places. So we're definitely going to do that. I don't remember which one was it. Mild, no, not human. Human weren't good for... They were perked right down the middle, living as criminals and bandits. Okay, so these are the guys that we want to go with. And what do we want? We want 5 wisdom. What does wisdom do again? Increases it cast magical spells in addition to making all spells. Well, we don't need that at all for a thief. So I think we're going to go with male, because at least that will give us more strength, which means we can carry more stuff on us and maybe do a little bit more damage in our like backstabbing or whatever the case may be. So let's try that. Let's pick out a face for him. Ooh, I don't think I like any of these. These are kind of weird faces. I guess his is okay, but I don't know if he'd be a good thief, you know, like this guy just seems like he's shifty. Yeah, let's go with that guy. I like that. Oh, I got the perfect name for this guy. Let's go with Butterfingers. Because, you know, what better name for a thief if he has a sense of humor, you know, like everything sticks to him, he steals everything, and his nickname is Butterfingers. Okay, so we got a thief, a warrior, and a black wizard. Let's see what else we have to pick from a sage. The sage relies primarily on deep arcane knowledge to perform feats of potion mixing and identification. That could be very useful for the identification thing. It may cost us money to get it identified somewhere else, but I don't think we can afford to use this for our last slot. What about fighter? Not with that. Ranger. Rangers are highly skilled with a bow and arrow, allowing them to deal considerable damage while taking very little themselves. That could be interesting. What about the Grey Wizard? Adept in the school of Grey Magic, Grey Wizards are able to bend the world around them to their will. So maybe some charming or something like that. White Wizard. Adept in the school of White Magic, White Wizards use their arcane knowledge to heal and protect themselves and their allies. We're definitely going to have to go with that. In these kind of games, if you don't have somebody who can heal you, at some point you're probably not going to be able to do very well, because you're going to run out of money and you're not going to be able to keep buying potions and things of that sort. You're going to get poisoned, and you know, trying to heal yourself and poison at the same time is something a healer can do, but not necessarily poison or potions. So we're not going to use them. Lacking brains, no, definitely not them. The elves have populated the forest. AntharioN for they make excellent rangers and magic practitioners. So maybe the elf. Make them not black arts. Okay, object of much sparking numerous mythology. And maybe the undead. They have a pretty high wisdom, so that's 15 intelligence, 20 wisdom. 15 intelligence, 20 wisdom. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with elf on this one, because we haven't gone with them before, and I think they're going to be perfect for it. And I'm going to go with female, because again, they give that +5 wisdom. And what about the faces? What do we got here? Actually, we did go with elf, didn't we? No, we were going to, and then we switched. Okay, so I want... There you go. You're gonna be the elf. And you're gonna be the healer, so what I want to call you... That's something good for a female's name. How about... I don't know. Sparkles? Oh, come on. Did the game... Oh, no. The game's freaking out. Stop it. There we go. Okay, I don't know why it was freaking out, Sparkle. And then we're going to hit start. And we are going to... nestled deep within a faraway corner of the cosmos was a small, lush world that would come to be known by its inhabitants as AntharioN. Okay. Let's see. Do I got to click something? I don't want to skip past anything. After a long civil war spanning thousands of years, AntharioN was united, ushering in an unprecedented era of peace and prosperity. It looks beautiful. Nice little village, little town, nestled in the hills right there. But recently, clouds have begun to gather on Antharion's horizon. A dark and unnerving energy took hold of the oh, holy crap, guys. While no one was sure just what it was, everyone seemed to have sensed its presence. Without any warning, the sleepy village of Shadowbrook was attacked and completely annihilated. Well, that sucks. It looks kind of nice, actually. The destruction of Shadowbrook led to a climate of fear and unrest across the land. Oh, you can see somebody's hand over there in the doorway. But deep below the village of Shadowbrook was a dungeon where criminals condemned to death would await their ultimate fates. During the attack, the prison guards rushed to the surface to defend Shadowbrook, leaving behind 4 unguarded prisoners. An hour later, when the guards still hadn't returned, one of the prisoners decided to use a rusted nail he'd hidden away to pick his cell iron lock. I bet that's going to be you. Let's see. Well, there's 4 of us down here. Okay, so here we go. This is, whoa, okay, we're moving kind of funky. So I'm doing that. Can I move the arrows now? Okay. Can we click on anything? What's down here? We got alchemy. Let's pop that up and look at the little screen here. Create. We can't create anything. What do we got here? Rags. Required level 1, value 6, weight 3, armor 1. Shackles require level 1, value 9, weight 45, armor 1. So we're actually getting armor from wearing shackles? So we're going to be wearing that for a while, I bet, until we find something better. What about... Let's shut this down. What do we got? Stats. Okay, so no experience yet. Next level, 130. Tells us what we are, how many hit points we have, how many spell points, action points, the strength, dexterity, all the stuff that we already know. Skills. Can I click on somebody else? Stats. At the top of the stat interface are 2 tabs, General and Skills. When your party levels up, each of your party members receive points to allocate to attributes and skills. You can mouse over each attribute and still get a detailed description of them. Okay. But we don't have any skills just yet to put points into. What about, can we go to the other guys? Yeah, so we can flip between all of our guys. Butterfingers, the Rock. Okay, what do we got? Quest. Escape the dungeon. Journal. This is your journal where all of your active quests are logged. To read a detailed description of a quest, click on it in its header in the top window. To see your completed quest, click the Finish tab. Right-click to dismiss. Okay, so we can click on this. Find a way to escape this place. Okay, and what else we got? Menu, probably to save, sleep, spells, inventory, and travel map. Let's look at the travel map. Can't in a dungeon. What about our inventory? This is your inventory screen where you can manage your party's equipment. To select an item from a stack, hold shift and left click. You can give items to other party members by selecting an item and then clicking on another character's portal or portrait or in-game graphic. To use an item like a potion or a block, just right click it. Notice the maximum carrying weight in the bottom right corner. If this number is exceeded, then your character is encumbered. Okay, that's not too bad. It's easy to understand. We got the carrying weight down here, 48 out of 55. We got the armor that they're wearing. We can see what the other guys are wearing. They're all wearing the exact same thing, actually. Nothing different there. They have different weight, though, obviously. So let's close that down. What else do we got? We got spells. Spell book. This is your spell book. You can select spells from various magic schools by clicking on the tabs at the top. To cast or ready a spell, simply left-click it in the button. You can also right-click a spell to select it and then drag it down to any of the spell quick slots at the bottom of the screen. Use spell quick slots can be deleted or moved by right-clicking them again. Once a spell quick slot is set, you can use the number hotkey displayed to quickly cast it. So we can just drag these things down here. Of course, we don't have any other than the minor heal restores a moderate amount of health to a single target. Let's drag that down there. Was it right click? And we'll drag that down here to the empty one. What about gray magic? Not on this person. Was it gray? No, it was black. That's right. So we can go ahead and put that down there. Hurls a fireball of misfortune at a single target from a distance. Put that one over here. Nope, that did not work. I wonder why. Okay, so that one went on, and that one's on. Okay, so when you go to a different guy, it's going to show the different hotbar that they got for that. Okay, sleep. This is your sleep interface. Sleep allows you to restore your party's HP and SP, but requires food to do so. The amount of food required depends on the amount of HP and SP your party members have. Once your party's HP and SP have been fully restored, you can sleep simply to pass the time without having to use food. That's good to know. So I am not going to sleep because I don't have any food. What about save options? What kind of options do they have? Audio, graphics, full screen on, yes. Quality medium. Let's go to high. Yeah, we'll go to high on that one. Resolution auto requires full to change the tick. Okay, we're gonna mess with the resolution because it's pretty small, so we might be able to get something bigger on the next episode. I think we're actually going to go ahead and end it here, guys, while I kind of mess around with this stuff and figure out where it needs to be and what levels it needs to be set at. If you like these episodes, guys, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. Definitely helps grow the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. This is a new game, so if you have any comments, you want to let me know that you like it, you don't like it, maybe move on to a new one. Let me know what you think. It may take a few episodes before we really develop a good idea of what this game has to offer us, but hopefully it's going to be pretty cool. I've heard good things about it, and it looks pretty sweet so far. So again, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.